What's up guys, it's Kamahley here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the best maps to increase your in-game fighting skills. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to drop a like and drop a sub. Also, to support me, use creator code Kamahley in the item shop. And without further ado, let's get in the video. What's up guys, and as you guys know, creative has been out for a while, and people are continuously adding stuff for us to have fun and for us to get better at the game. Also, Epic's been making a lot of changes to make it easier for creators to make better maps. But with that said, I'm going to be showing you guys the best maps and the best options to play to improve your overall in-game fighting skills. Now, if you guys have been watching Twitch or just looking at Twitter or anything you used to watch Fortnite players play, you guys have been seeing everybody use this new 1v1 realistic map. Now, if you haven't, that's the first map that we're going to talk about today. And I honestly think this is one of the best maps I've ever seen to mimic in-game fighting so you can have more of a chance to get used to it. So there's only two different versions of this map I played Unknowns, and I think he's the original creator of this map. His name is Finest. You can go check him out in the description below, and as well as the map code. So for this map, you're going to need a friend or just some random kid from Discord that you want to 1v1. So on the map, it's like a really big island. It's not super duper big because it does have barriers, which is good. Now at the start of the match, you guys both get spawned randomly on this island. Now it's not super random to where you'll be spawning like across or super far away from your opponent. You guys are usually pretty close. Also, the spawn scenarios will switch up every round. One round we can be outside fighting, and the second round we can both be spawned inside of a house fight. Now, the reason why this map is so much better to practice in-game fighting other than the regular typical box fighting map or the regular playgrounds map is because, for one, you don't get unlimited mats, you guys don't have the same guns, and you take fall damage. So when you first spawn into the match, you spawn in with 350 of each mat, and then you can go ahead and farm because everything is farmable just like inside of a real match. Now be aware guys, everything is super RNG. I can have a purple tag while you on the other side can have a gray tag. Now the reason why this is good is because it's super relatable inside of a real match, because every time I'm in a real match I always have a gray pump and my opponent will have a purple pump. So with that, you would know what to do in those situations where your opponent has a way better weapon than you. Also, when you guys play, if you're playing to improve on your in-game fighting, try not to play with any type of rules. What I see a lot of streamers do, they'll have each other know where each other is and they'll just start like build fighting like it's a regular playground match. But you guys need to be shooting each other down, shooting each other before the fight starts, just like a lot of in-game scenarios, so you guys can get really used to that. Another really cool thing about this map, when I was playing with my friend, I noticed that once in a while they will have storm scenarios. So basically, they'll add a storm, so you're fighting in the storm just like in a real game. The only issue with this one is the RNG, because if your opponent get floppers or something like that and you don't, it's going to be way harder to kill them. Which again, it really does happen in game. So guys, you're not going to be able to overbuild because you're going to end up running out of mats. You can't just do stupid stuff because you will take fall damage. And if your opponent is smart, you won't typically start every match off with 200 health fighting because your opponent probably already got some damage off on you. Now, what would make this more realistic is if there's obviously more people to third party just like in a real match. And I think they did add a 1v1v1 match either while I'm making this video or after I make this video. They probably should have a version of that out. So just make sure you guys go check out his YouTube channel in the description below. Now, the next map I'm going to be talking about with you guys is Zone Wars. Now, you guys all already know about Zone Wars. It's been out in creative for a long time now. But I feel like, I don't know if it was just me, but a lot of people didn't notice what Epic Games added. If you go behind your creative map, it is now a feature called Matchmaking. So typically, you don't have to go inside of a Discord or you don't have to try to grab a whole bunch of friends to try and go play Zone Wars, because you can matchmake into your own Zone Wars match now. So all you do is go behind your creative, hold down on the matchmaking, and then you want to ready up. What this will do is it'll put you in a Zone War match with about 16 other players. Now again, the loot in the Zone Wars match is very random. The only thing I don't recommend about it is that the loot pool isn't updated and it still has traps. But this is really a good easy way to go in to get practice in, especially fighting from when you're going into Storm. This is a good way to practice endgame, or if you're just one of those players, you can actually practice W keying while the storm is pushing you. Now most likely Epic Games will have updates where they'll change the map, But right now it's like an uphill map, which is really good for practicing those uphill zones. If you ever play scrims or any type of competitive game modes, you notice that the circle will go on the hill almost every time. If you didn't, then here you go, I just told you a secret. Now, it's another match that Fortnite has in its matchmaking that can also really help you practice your in-game fighting, and it's the Fortnite fashion show. What this will do, it'll show you guys the best outfits to wear in-game so that the players are already afraid of you before the match even starts. Like, what are you guys gonna do if you see a Peely with a suit building towards you? Exactly, I'm gonna run. But for real guys, the next matchmaking that Fortnite really has that has a really good map that really helps you is definitely going to be the box fighting. Now this isn't just a regular 1v1 box fighting. When you go into here, it'll be multiple people inside of a match. You guys will all be in your boxes and then the fight will start. Only thing is, I'm pretty sure the loot in this one isn't RNG and you guys will have the same loot. But what makes it so good is that it is third parties, so you have to be careful when you're fighting someone, and also while you're fighting, the storm will be pushing you in. So it's like a little Zone Wars box fighting map. So what makes it even cooler is you're not just sitting there fighting until you're the last one alive. You have to be strategic about what you're doing because the storm is pushing you out. Lastly, what's really cool is that it tracks your progress so that every time you get a kill or you get a win, it shows up on the leaderboard like it would be in a tournament. So you're playing for a reason and you're not just playing endlessly like you would on any other map. So guys, because these are matchmaking, meaning you don't need any friends, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to hop on a game every day and at least go play this map for a couple minutes. It's really good to go get some practicing on these maps before you actually go and play in game yourself. And guys, for the last two maps, I'm going to show you guys maps that you don't actually need anyone to practice. You can just practice all by yourself. When it comes to in-game fighting, mechanics is really one of the most important factors. That's why one of the maps I'm going to show you guys is called the Mongraal Classic. Now, you guys all most likely already know what the move is. It's where Mogul takes your wall, puts a ramp in it, flip the ramp, and then pumps you. Now, the reason why it's so important to practice this is because it's a really good move to catch your opponent off guard. But since this move has been used so much, a lot of people will be used to it. So you can use this map to practice a whole bunch of different other wall taking methods or wall taking exploits. Only thing I don't really like that much about this map is that whenever you put a cone inside, like say if you do a cone move, or what I call the Kamahley Classic, which I'm probably sure is probably taken, so don't roast me, is really when I just edit the wall. I put a cone in, reset the wall, and edit again, and then I jump up and I pump you. But I can't really pump them because the whole entire cone just covers the whole entire robot. But it's still really good to practice a whole bunch of different moves other than just a Mongraal Classic, so you know what different type of moves to do when you're taking someone's wall. And for the last map, guys, I think I put this in a lot of my videos, and it's definitely going to be skavook's aim training. Now I know we're talking about in-game fighting, not so much practicing just your aim 100%, but the reason I pick skavook's aim training is because he doesn't only have the aim that you do need to practice, he also have different type of courses. If you do go on this map, you notice that skavook does have a combat course. It's basically everything that you do combined. For example, you can do the Mongraal Classics, you can go do your edits and shoot people, aiming, everything that you already did, everything that you need for your mechanics and your in-game fighting is on this combat course. Then also he has the Tifu Classic, where you're just shooting and putting a floor just like what I taught you guys a long time ago. It's really easy move and it's also really good to know for fighting. So guys, if you really do need to improve your in-game fighting, or any fighting in general, using these maps will definitely help you. Especially the realistic 1v1 map, I really think that is the best one. Now, I think what you guys want to do, if you want to do all of these maps together, is to start off the one without the people, like the Mongraal Classics and the combat course. I think you guys should do that first. And after you guys finish the combat course and the Mongraal Classics, then you want to go into like the matchmaking ones. Or if you're not like me and you have friends, you can easily go and do the 1v1 box fighting map. And I don't know why, I think that people forget that if you're playing or practicing in-game maps, or in-game maps to practice your in-game fighting skills, that you actually do need to go and fight in-game. So don't just sit in creative the whole entire day and never actually hop into a match, make sure you go and play some arenas or play some regular solos, and then that's the best way, obviously, to improve any type of fighting skill. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if that helped or you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a sub and drop a like. Also, to support me, use creator code Kamahley in the item shop. It's Kamahley.